Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to your hopefully elect out there. And for those who don't know, Yahweh is the true name of who the world ignorantly calls God. All things are done in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai. And like I said, just Lord's will, with some encouragement and upliftment to the hopefully elect, to whom this may concern, because we got a lot of new Israelites waking up in this last hour, so it's needful to get this message out. And I was just meditating on what I could get into to, again, Lord's will, feed the sheep. And pretty much my spirit been on me all day to put this out there about how, we're coming into the times where, and of course, our faith is going to have to be completely dependent upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Versus now, and you see, over time, this is something that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's more and more, so to say, training us up, because you see, when it comes to the elect, the hopefully elect, our spirit, we can, we can care less about this place. We make do with what we got. All right, we go to work and do what we have to do to provide for ourselves and our families and things of that nature. But overall, our mind is not, we're not emotionally invested in this place. All right, I'm gonna get this real quick in Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21, starting at verse 34. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time," because the scriptures say we ought to examine ourselves whether we be in the faith, because you got a lot of Israelites that call themselves being in the truth, but they don't really want to. They don't really want Yahweh Shai to come back. All right, because you got Israelites talking about building Hebrew Israelite communities and just basically trying to establish the kingdom here on earth, which it's just not going to mix. All right, you see, and we are currently in that paradigm shift. All right, because when you read in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, it tells you, for Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, because before the Lord brought any kingdom into power, he would bring down he would always bring down the current, whatever kingdom was currently in rulership. All right, before he brought the new kingdom in, he would bring that current ruling empire, he would bring it down. All right, before the Babylonians came into power, all right, the Syrians had to go down. All right, before the Medo-Persian Empire came into power, the Babylonians had to be taken down, and so on and so forth. And it's no different with America. All right, because as I quoted 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, you see, the nation of Israel is the next kingdom to rule. And with that being said, before the Lord ushers in this kingdom, this current ruling kingdom or queendom of Esau Edom, it has to be taken out of power, and that's what we're currently witnessing. All right, Esau's kingdom is being taken down, and the nation of Israel is being risen up. All right, so we're in that paradigm shift, that transitionary period. As Esau's kingdom is going down, the nation of Israel is coming up. You see, and like I said, a lot of Israelites, they don't want to see Esau go down. There's a lot of these Israelites, they don't want the kingdom. They're trying to establish it here, mix it and mingle it with this kingdom, which is not going to work. So that's why, like I quoted, we have to examine ourselves. All right, because again, it's easy to get caught up in all the things pertaining to this world, the things pertaining to the society. All right, like I said, a lot of people are emotionally invested. You see, and like I quoted, man, this is why we have to examine ourselves. Like I said, we make do with what we got. We take care of business. We got to pay our bills and whatnot, but ultimately we know and understand this is not the end all be all. All right, so this is why again it says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts, meaning your mind, all right, be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware. So we don't want to be too caught up into the things pertaining to this life, because for one, we're not living, we're just merely existing. We're surviving, we're barely getting by. True life is not going to start until we get our kingdom. All right, true life is not going to start until we get our kingdom. So you see, this whatever you want to call this, all right, having to wake up and work 9 to 5s and slave for the so-called white man and all these other things, man. Again, because like I said, it's easy to get caught up in all these things, because you see, Jake, they're trying to establish a permanent setup in a temperate situation. All right. And America was never set up to be permanent. All right. You see, because, Jake, man, they want to get comfortable in slavery. And, Jake, they want to build businesses and, buy up all this land and, get into real estate, and which, there's nothing wrong with doing all these things. But again, if that's your sole priority, all right, if that's the end all be all for you, if that's your end game, then like I said, him in that day is going to catch you as a thief in the night, or excuse me, what the scriptures do talk about, how that day is going to catch you as a thief in the night. But it said here that day is going to come upon you unawares. You see, because again, we live in this system where we have to, like it tells you in the curses, Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to go to verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So pretty much when it comes down to it, we live in this society to where we have to be, we have to go to Esau for all things, man. We have to depend on his system for the most part. All right. It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So you see, all right, just constant slavery, dependence upon his system. Well, the time is going to come when we're going to have to detach from the system, from his system, from Esau's system. All right. And we're going to have to simply move off of faith. All right. Matter of fact, I'll get that. Yeah, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38. It says, now the just, talking about the elect, okay, the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So you see, because again, the time's going to come when this whole system is the Lord is strategically crashing this system from the inside out. All right. You see, and when Yahushua comes, because America is already on her knees. All right. And when Yahushua comes, he's just going to deliver the ultimate knockout blow. All right. But this place is already on her knees. You see, and like I said, the time's going to come where we're going to have to completely detach from the system, and we're going to have to live solely on our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai. We're going to have to solely depend on Yahweh Shema Shai. You see, and faith, of course, is a belief in what you can't see. So, when it's all said and done, and our backs are against the wall, you see a lot of people, they're not gonna a lot of people, they're not going to be able to handle that because, you know, as of right now, everything, you know, the convenience is still there. So to say, the society is still somewhat intact. All right. People are still able to, you know, run to those, that fiat currency, spend the fiat currency, go to the stores and all these other things. But again, what are you going to do when all that's going to be, what are you going to do when all that becomes obsolete? Because the dollar is going to collapse. All right. The dollar is going to be worth nothing. The stores, they're going to, a lot of these stores are going to go out of business. All right. They're talking about shutdowns, possible shutdowns for come this fall. Right. In which if, America goes back on lockdown, man, I think that's pretty much going to be the end for it. I don't think America is going to survive another lockdown, because just look at what the first lockdowns did. All right, back in 2020, man, damn nearly eradicated the whole middle class. You see, so if America goes back on lockdown, man, that might be it. You see, and this is something that, hey, the Saints, hey, we're looking forward to it. All right. I can't wait for the day to come to where, I don't have to be dependent upon Esau and his system. I don't have to, get up to work and, do all these other things. Because I'd rather just take my chances with Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because when has he ever felt, man? When has the Lord ever let those that called on him and depended on him and trusted in him, when has he ever let them down? And the answer is never. You see, so our best chances are going to be better with Yahweh Shemel Shai anyway. So why not bet all your chips in on Yahweh Shemel Shai versus all these other people? They're betting against Yahweh Shemel Shai, and their chips are all in on Esau and his system. You see, well, it's going to be to their shame, because again, this system is going to eventually come to a complete halt. It's going to come to a complete collapse. You see, and again, man, the time's going to come when we're going to have to completely rely on Yahweh Shemel Shai. Matter of fact, before I get this, I'm going to go to this in 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16. I'll start at verse 40. It says, "O my people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So again, the time is going to come when all this convenience, you see, is going to be taken away from us. All right. You see, the luxuries and the comforts, the Lord, little by little, he's already stripping that away. And our mind has to be prepared to be able to lose it all, man. Some of us are going to be living in the wilderness with wives and children. All right. Under extreme conditions, whether it be cold, whether it's, hot, whatever. That's why I said be pilgrims upon the earth, constantly on the move. All right. You see, you're not going to have to worry about it in that day. Like I said, man, just waking up, going to work to keep lights on and, to pay that rent. You see, again, if you trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai, he'll provide you with shelter. He'll provide you with clothes, the raiment, the daily bread. He'll provide you with what you need in that day, if you believe. Okay, and like, we're not gonna have to go to the so-called white man in that day and begging him for everything. No, man. Like I said, that time is gonna come when we're gonna have to completely detach from his system, and we're gonna have to rely on Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, and again, that's not a easy pill for a lot of people to swallow. That's why I said make you ready to thy battle, man. Hey, mentally we have to be prepared to leave it all behind. Because it's going to get tough. It's going to get real tough. But hey, this is what the hour of temptation is all about, man. The Lord wants to see who really trust him. The Lord wants to see whose faith is in him. You see? But reading on, it says, "He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers, and therefore they that labor in vain." So you see, basically, the point of it all is, again, you're trying, you're working so hard to get the white picket fence and establish businesses and get these career jobs, right? Trying to set yourself up for the next 20, 30, 50 years, right? Well, all that's going to be in vain, because again, eventually this society is going to collapse. Everything's going to crash, And like I said, man, he that buildeth is going to be as though he that buildeth as that shall not dwell, as he that shall not dwell therein. So you see, all this is going to come crashing down anyway. So, so I tell you, our Father's prayer, man, just it talks about how that our daily bread, man, we ought to be praying to the Lord to just give us just what we need, man, to suffice us for the day. All right. Give us this day our daily bread. We all we need is what we need just to get us through the day. That's all we need, man. You see, like I said, you're trying to establish yourself in a falling economy, man. Hey, it's not gonna be good for you. You see, being too emotionally invested, well, you're gonna be very disappointed. All right, when the Lord unplugs, when he shuts the lights off in this place. All right. Now I'm gonna go to this here, Isaiah 10. So get ready, man, because again, the time's coming where we're gonna have to leave it all behind, and all this convenience, all the comfort, all this is gonna be is gonna cease, and that's when we're gonna have to display our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You see, the Lord's gonna take all this away, because Jake, they felt the first test, all right, back in the wilderness, after the deliverance in ancient Egypt, Jake, man, they were reminiscing on the basically all the comforts that they had when they were in Egypt. Here it is, the Lord is walking them through the wilderness, basically walking them in circles in the wilderness, and Jake, man, they failed the test, man, because they didn't depend on Yahweh Shema Shai. They remembered all the comforts that they had in Egypt, and it's the same thing today, it's the same thing today. Well, not for the elect, okay? Because again, the Lord has pretty much trained us up, man. We can care less about this place, man. We can't wait to see this place go down. And like I said, I can't wait to be completely just detached from the system physically, because spiritually we're already there, mentally we're already there, but the physical part is going to come. Like I said, we're not going to have to work 9 to 5s and do all these things, man. Like I said, your best bet is just all chips on Yahweh Shema Shai. He'll provide the increase. He'll provide you with shelter and all the things that we need, man. But I'm gonna read this in Isaiah 10. Isaiah chapter 10. I'll read verse 20. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel," talking about the elect, "and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote him, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth." And that word "stay" goes into support. All right. You see, our trust because there's, when you go into that word stay, there's a few definitions, but one of those definitions being to trust. You see, like I said, it says shall no more again stay upon him that smote him. So you see, we're not gonna be dependent upon those that smote us. Esau, Edom. You see, and being dependent upon his system, relying upon his system. No, our support, our trust is going to be in Yahweh Shema Shai, like I said, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So you see, all right, and that's what it's going to come down to ultimately, man. Our faith, trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. When it's all said and done out here. All right, I'm going to jump down. In verse 27, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulder, and his yoke from off thy neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. So you see, complete detachment of the system, Esau's system. Matter of fact, see what the NLT version says. It says, in that day, the Lord will end the bondage of his people. He will break the yoke of slavery and lift it from their shoulders. So you see, the Lord's going to detach because like I said, spiritually, mentally, we're already detached from this place. But the physical detachment, again, in that day, we're not going to have to get up, worrying about going to work and, barely making ends meet, right? And all these other things, man. No, man. You see, the Lord's gonna, because again, this whole society is gonna completely collapse, man. And we're not gonna have to be dependent upon Esau and his system. So that's the thing. We're not gonna have to be dependent upon Esau and his system. We're gonna have to be dependent upon the Lord. And hey, like I said, man, when has the Lord ever let those down that put their trust in Him? Never. All right. So you bet your last dollar, man, that hey, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's going to provide us with what we need. And like I said, man, I'd rather take my chances with that, because listen, man, we're tired, man. The Saints, we're tired. We don't want to do this anymore, man. We don't want to be here anymore, man. We're sick of this place. We're sick of this place. We can't wait for this place to come. We can't wait for this society to collapse, man. We can't wait. But it's why we got to suffer patiently, because it's coming. All right, it's coming, man. We just got to hold on a little longer, and hey, before we know it, hey, we the miracles, the spiritual power, and because you got examples of how birds feeding, providing food for the prophets, and angels, just doing all type of things. When you read our records, man, and you go through the different accounts, all that the Lord done for us, well, that's coming back, and then some. You see, so like I said, hey, before we know it, man, you just gotta wait a little longer. But before we know it, hey, these things are going to be happening on our behalf. You see, but just a little Lord's will upliftment and encouragement to whom this may concern. Hopefully this is edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatham to the hopefully elect. Lord's will until next time. Shalom.